I'm going to do something now that I've not done before. I'm actually going to do the chart when Gordon Brown became Prime Minister. Now, we've got a few problems with this because we don't know when he kissed the Queen's hand when he actually became PM. I've set it for 2 o'clock BST in London on June the 27th. But if that is exactly the time when he did kiss the Queen's hand, he's got problems. If, however, because he was in the palace for such a long time, I believe an unprecedented amount of time, he was there for a good hour, if he kissed the hand, shall we say, later on, well after 2, then it's not going to be quite as much of a problem. The reason is the moon sits in Scorpio at 2 o'clock and it is void of course. Now that means the moon is making no other aspect to any other planet or any angle, and when the moon is void of course, it means that lunar things can start to go wrong, or they just don't happen. It's like making a promise and it just doesn't happen. The moon, as far as I'm concerned, rule women and feminine things in the nation, the public at large, the masses. It's the family. Now, with it sitting currently in the second house of the prime ministerial chart, and that is the house of money, it could well mean that if that moon is void, of course, there'll be a lot of things said, but it won't come to pass. Money for families, benefits, welfare, things to help and support the family, the masses, the public, public health, public services, anything where that word public comes, then there are difficulties. Because not only is that moon void of course, but at the same time there are some irritating little aspects occurring, which means to me that there will be conflict within the cabinet itself because people just don't agree. Therefore it could be left that things are said but are left unanswered, unfulfilled. If the moon did happen to move on and was into Sagittarius, then that will give us a different kettle of fish. It is still going to be difficult because there are a couple of what we call quincunxes, irritating little things, which will occur towards the midheaven and the sun at the very top of the chart. And what makes this more powerful is that the moon rules Cancer and the sun falls in the sign of Cancer for this chart and the midheaven. So either way, an area of conflict, an area of problems, an area that can ruin reputations because the sun and the midheaven is right up there along with Mercury. It's all up there. But it means that down here there's either not the money to do the kind of things that one wants to do, or other people get arrogant and they blurt and they talk big, and they might mean well, or they might just be building up their own reputation. But I have got a feeling that if this chart, either way, right, wrong with that moon on that time, I think there's got to be a lot of sustainability going on here. You've got to be able to sustain your promises. And of course, we're going into areas of ecology as well. But the fact is that can money match the mood and match the noises coming out? And it's a terribly important thing to understand. I suppose Harriet Harman could be involved here because she's, you know, the new deputy leader of the Labour Party, and she's really up for women.